Hey YouTube, deck profile time. This might well be the last deck profile on this map. Oh, okay, it's not that special, it's just an Abyss Rising map, but it's the first map I got, you know. But for those of you who don't know me, you don't know I've been trying to get student finance for this entire year. Considering I've already done the year of college that it was for, but I finally got it, so I treated myself to a nice new map. So, but it's not here yet. But I'm going to do an update of my Fabled deck profile. Update of... I think I did say that right. Someone was talking about Fabled, I think it was MCOL40. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was. And they were asking like what happened to it, and I thought, you know, I used Fables, the last locals I went to, the one I went to on my birthday. I came top 4. So I don't think they're that dead. I think Fables is probably one of my best decks. I always say that about Naturias, but people don't use backer anymore, so it doesn't really stop anyone. Anyway, it's minting. I haven't gone to the deck profile, so here we go. Let's start. Free Fabled Cruz, because Cruz is the best Fabled. Whenever she's discarded by a card effect, target another Fable in there, just not herself. It could be a Cruz, but not the Cruz you discarded. And you special summon it. That's really, really good. Another really good one is Fabled Grimro. Pretty much, if you control a Fabled monster, you can send her from your hand to the graveyard. Search your deck for any Fabled monster. Yep. It's pretty useful. Then we have 2 Kashanos. And the reason I run 2 of him is because I almost always need to normal summon him, which I don't like doing. But while he's in your graveyard, he's an infinite discard outlet for your Fableds. Pretty much you can discard 1 Fabled monster to add him back to your hand, which is really useful actually. But I don't like to run any more than 2 of him. 3 Fabled Lorries, because he's your level 1 non-tuner. When he's discarded, special summon him. People always say, what's the point of Cruz on almost everything when you discard it special summons? But Cruz is useful like a little bit later. You can use it first turn pretty easily, because when you sync her, of course, your Fableds are back in the graveyard, brings her back out. So just in case anyone's going to ask that, because I have been asked that before. I thought it was common sense, but apparently not. So yeah, whenever you discard this special summon, it's level 1 non-tuner. It helps add up those synchro plays. And the level 1 tuner that I like to throw with it to make Formula Synchron, Fabled Chower. Pretty much you can discard 1 card to special summon him. So you special summon this by discarding this, and then he gets special summoned. And there you go, Formula Synchron. But obviously being a level 1 tuner and level 1 non-tuner, they have a lot more uses. Especially if he's a discard outlet anyway. Another one, very similar to Lorry when it's discarded, special summon it. But this one's a level 2 tuner. It's probably the most used tuner in the deck actually. I use this one all the time. It's really, really useful. Next up, Fabled Ganesh, a level 3 non-tuner. It's discarded, special summon it. When it's special summoned this way, it gains 200 attack, putting up to 1/8, but it's banished when it leaves the field. But because it's level 3, I do actually run rank 3 Ixis in this deck, so sometimes it doesn't get banished. It's nice to have one in the graveyard for cross players, you know. The rest of them, I don't really care if they get banished, you know, it's no big deal. Last Fabled monster I run is the Fabled Nazuchi. A lot of people don't run this one, but I think it's really good. It's the same as Chower in the way that you can discard 1 card to special summon him. But when you special summon this way, you can special summon a level 2 or lower Fabled monster from your hand. So if you have a Chower, a Lorry, a Cruz in your hand, whatever, you want to summon it. I don't use that often, but sometimes it comes helpful to get those numbers up. Also, it's level 2 non-tuner that is a discard outlet. You know, the kind of outlets to discardees are kind of balanced. There's less discarders. Sorry. There are less things that doing the discarding in the monsters, but the way you recycle them, it just works out better. For non-Fabled monsters, I run 1 Honest, because all of the monsters are light, quite a lot of the extra trickers too. Morphing Jar, it discards them, get them to the field, and Fableds are known for using up their hand. This card, nice little replenish of your hand. 2 Tour Guides, this is an interesting tech I suppose. Pretty much I run this for Fabled Kashano. I want Kashano in the graveyard as quick as possible to get my discards off. The thing with Tour Guide is, say I normal summon Tour Guides for some Kashano, I can't synchro these 2. Because the thing she summons cannot be used as synchro material, so I have a tuner on the field that can't be synchroed with, which is why I run Ixis, rank 3 Ixis, pretty much. It's useful for her and for Ganesh. Another level 3 I use is TG Warwolf. Level 3s are really good in this deck, especially when you're going for like Mistworm. But I don't run any other TGs. I think I used to run like 1 Striker and run Rhino, but obviously that's so if he gets destroyed, use that. But I just never summon him if he's going to be destroyed, to be honest. I mean, I never find that's a really useful effect to have. And lastly, Treebone Frog. I don't really run traps, so I shoved this in there one day, a long time ago. It was a 38 card deck and I wanted to duel some with it, and I shoved 2 random cards in, this and Zephyros the Elite. Zephyros Elite ended up moving to another deck, but I would put it back in if I still had it around. And Tribal Frog just ended up staying because it's actually really, really helpful. I put it in as kind of like a joke, see what happens. At least it's a card I can use. It just works really, really well actually, especially as it's the level 1 non-tuner. So yeah, my deck's very monster heavy. For spells, we got Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and 2 MSTs. Aside the third one, because I don't feel I need to main deck 3 MSTs. Barely anyone has traps now, but it's still nice to have them. No, Lightning Vortex, I do actually run. So no one really sets monsters anymore, so everything's face up. I get my discard off, and I get to pop everything to go for OTK plays. This is incredibly helpful. I really want a shiny one, but whatever. It's actually really, really useful. Card Destruction seems like an obvious one, really. Mind Control, it's a synchro deck. Mind Control comes in really useful. Pop Avarice, because I can pop Avarice. I've done it before. I've drawn this and 5 monsters, and those 5 monsters back in my deck before the end of the turn because of this. Pop Avarice is never dead in this deck. Never. I also run a Feather of the Phoenix. Now this is an interesting one. You discard 1 card, return any card in your graveyard to the top of your deck. The most prime targets for this tend to be Pop Avarice or Monster Reborn. Sometimes it's Fabled Grimro, but the point is that I discard something so it gets effect off or whatever. Even if I don't, doesn't matter. Put like Pop Avarice or Reborn back on top of my deck. And then the whole point of the deck is when you synchro, you draw. So if I go 4-mana Synchron, TG Hyperlibrarian, or either of the Fabled Ragens, I can then draw. And because I know what I just put on top of my deck, I know what I'm going to draw. So I'll draw Avarice or Reborn, you know, the things that I'm going to be able to carry on my loops. This card is actually really good. I know it's technically a minus, quite a big one, but in this deck it just works really well. I don't want to run more than one because it will get too cloggy. For the 40th card, I run a Treacherous Trap Hole because I don't run traps, so why not? This card's... I set this, people are like, MST it or whatever, don't MST it, boom, buy dragons, whatever. I think it's exactly 40 cards anyway, but there's the main deck. I actually have a side deck and an extra deck for this one. Don't often have a side deck, but you know. Extra deck, we start out with Hyperlibrarian, 4-mana Synchron, it's a synchro deck, and I use them all the time. I want to note, being from the UK, shooting Quasar Dragon is not legal over here. Yes, this deck can go for it really easily, but I don't run it because A, I don't own it, and B, there's no point owning it, I can't use it. Maybe in those tins, who knows. Fabled Kudabai, I know most people who run this run it in a specific Kudabai deck, but I use up my hand so often, this guy he's never really dead. The only thing I don't like about running him is that sometimes I really want to have Armory Arm, and I can't fit it in, I've got this guy instead. But I think this guy has saved me more times than I would need Armory Arm, so he's staying for now. But if he becomes like 2 dead in my extra deck, then I'll probably put Armory Arm back in. 2 Fabled Ragens. I could run 3, but I don't feel I need to. I never use more than 2. I always use 2, don't get me wrong, but if I'm going to use a 3rd one, I've normally shuffled one back in, you know. Raging is always a target for Avarice. Catasta, because Catasta. Ancient Shaker Wyvern, because this wins so many games. All my tuners are light, so I can always summon this. Level 7s are really easy to get out. And this card is a boss, like, it's OP as hell. I don't know why everyone doesn't use it. Mistworm, because Mistworm. Black Rose, because Black Rose. I really shouldn't need to explain those. Stardust. I've got to be honest, I'm tempted to take him out. He's good, he's Stardust, obviously, but I only really synchro for him when I have a 4-mana Synchron out to go for Shooting Star. I don't really use him as himself. I might just take him and Shooting Star out, I'm not sure. But at the moment, he's still here. Also, I'm Red Dragon Archfiend, because check out, this is awesome. But actually, no. This card is really useful. It's like a 3000 attack beta, which is always useful. I barely ever have monsters I don't attack with. But even if I do, I normally don't leave him there. I normally synchro one up for a Red Nova Dragon, which is seriously easy to get out in this deck. You don't even understand. If you can get Red Dragon Archfiend out, you can probably get this out in the same turn. It's that easy. I've got so many tuners. The problem with my deck, well, the problem with my deck is that I run too many tuners. No, I don't find that a problem at all. And like I said, I also run Shooting Star Dragon just for that Stardust. Shooting Star Dragon's a really good card. Like, no, he's no Quasar, but back when I built this as a Quasar deck, before I had Red Nova in here, obviously I ran Shooting Star for that purpose, but, you know, it's still not legal. For Ixis, I run Leviathan Dragon, because I can instantly detach for him, and put Fabled Kudabai, nope, yep, Kashano, Fabled Kashano, in the graveyard straight away. I also run Mech Equipped Angel, because this card is dumb. I mean, it can protect any card you control, including itself, so it can attach material whenever, just, oh, not protected now. If it's the only card you control, that's 2 turns, completely stalled out. Like Zen mains, he can stop 2 attacks, and the third one he's blown up. This one, no, he just stops 2 turns. Just 2 complete turns. I think this card is so much better than Zen mains, to be honest. People are probably going to hate me for that, but I genuinely believe this card is better than Zen mains. This is a really, really good card. And it's a level 3 fairy, which is always nice. Fairies are cool. So yeah, 15 cards. We'll go into the side deck quick. I run Black Winged Dragon, Ancient Fairy Dragon, and Ally of Justice, Decisive Armor. This is for if I go against like Light Swans or Constellas. You're probably thinking, why? Why would you side against them? At our locals, they are quite common decks. We have a Constella deck there pretty much every week, and Light Swans are pretty common too. I don't really know what I side. I've always side this in a Synchro deck. Because sometimes they're just like, I play against Dark Worlds and I'm like, I hate your field spell, I want to get rid of it. Or Prophecies, I don't really want to destroy their field spell because they get a summon off of it. Sometimes I do. I don't MST it, but whatever. I run it just in case I need it. Also, I guess it's my favourite Synchro monster. So. And we do have a player who plays Chainburn, so I keep this just in case I need it. Normally they'll just have Lava Golem or Volcanic Queen or whatever. Tiras, because I level 5 Synchro all the time. I haven't got the space to main deck this, but sometimes one of my extra cards is just not useful in a certain matchup, and if those 3 are useless, I'll side this in. It doesn't happen very often, but it's nice to have. Maxi. Only have the 1 here. There's a reason for that. I looked through my cards, I only have 3 Maxis left, and 2 of them are in my Machina side deck. No, main deck, sorry, my Machina main deck. This is from my Machina side deck. I pinched it. But, I wanted to keep my Machina deck full when I built this, so that's why there's only 1. Yep. If you're wanting to build something similar to this, run more than 1 of these. It's Max C. Gauze, because I hate OTKs and I don't run traps anyway, so Gauze is always nice. My third MST. 2 Royal Decrees. I mean, they're good. They stop a lot of traps. They stop quite a few decks actually. It's a good thing to side, but not as many decks really run traps anymore, so I never find I need to side it. 2 Mind Crushers. I hate decks of search. I mean, I don't really hate them. I hate saying that I keep hating them, you know what I mean. But they're annoying. So it's like, oh, you play Equal, Search Stratos, Mind Crush Stratos, or Mind Crush Spellbook of Secrets, or whatever the hell you're searching, stop lemon searching Mind Crush. And if for some reason I call it wrong, because I randomly activate it without knowing, and I'm guessing or something, I'd get a discard. Oh no. Divine Wrath. I traded for a second one of these at the event that I came 4th with them. But monster effects are really annoying. But I thought I could run Veiler, but no. Divine Wrath is so much better because I have to discard to activate it. It's a counter trap, so no one can chain to it except with a counter trap. And the discard, I get an effect. What a shame. Also for that same thing, Regeki Break. I only run 1 because of the last card I wanted to fit in. I was going to run 2. It's Regeki Break. It's just destroying a card on the field for a discard. Okay. Sure. And Breakthrough Skill. I was borrowing my friend's one, and then when I came 4th, I got 1 battle pack as a prize, and I pulled this in this weird shiny thing, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I can take the one I was borrowing out. But yeah, Breakthrough Skill. I mean, on the odd occasion, I have like effects that want to discard, like Card Destruction, or say like Regeki Break or something, and I don't have the monsters I want to discard, so I could just discard this if it's in my hand. If not, it's Breakthrough Skill. It's a really helpful card anyway. Regardless, in all situations, so not in all situations, but it's a good enough card that I feel I should side it. The only things I want to change about this, so the main deck I'm fine with. I want to side a second one of them if I get one, and I want to side a second one of them, but I have no idea what to take out of my side deck. I'm thinking these, to be perfectly honest. This is still only in here because of the odd. I mean, if it is Chainburn, I've got Royal Decree, so. They main 3 MSTs obviously. It's a possibility. I mean, I could take out Regeki Break, maybe a Mind Crush. I mean, it's good, but I could just take out both Mind Crushes actually. Second Breakthrough Skill, second Max C. I think that would work. If I wanted a third Max C, take out Tiras. Might not be a bad idea. But there you go. That was my Fabled deck profile, updated because I haven't done it in a long time. I don't think. Actually, I think I might have done it this year already, but. Nah, whatever. Did it anyway. So there we are.